Hello, my name's Hugo Bananastash, and I talk about impertinent things. Last month, my poor neighbour had a very unfortunate experience. You see, both his parents died in very quick succession. And he came to me and said, Hugo, I need your advice. I said, of course, Hugo, without question. And he said, well, you see, I have a house now of my parents. It's full of stuff. What do I do with the stuff? And I said, I have the answer. I said, self-storage is all the rage. And he looked at me blankly. So I thought I needed to, give him an explanation. And I said, you know the History Channel on the, television. On the History Channel, you see, they used to show documentaries about Hitler. But they ran out of those, and now they have a thing called storage wars. It's very good, you see. What happens is that, Americans go around and fight over junk. And it's marvellous. It's marvellous television. Very good story, I think. Anyway, what you should do, you should take all your stuff, your parents, all your knickknacks, you should put them in a storage unit. And then 30 years later, a fat American will come, offer you loads of money, and buy it all off you, you see. Self-storage. And he looked at me with a strange expression. And then he went. And later on I saw everything on eBay. The other day, I was driving in Leeds with my friend Bernard, in my very nice car. And he said to me, Hugo, what's the best part of your car, do you think? I said, well, the best part for me is the heating system, underneath your seats. It warms your bum hole, I said. He said, Hugo, that's very vulgar. I said, no. I mean, bum hole. With a W, all of it. I wasn't referring to your anal sphincter, but so I see. Anyway, we got stuck in traffic in Leeds. It's very busy, it's city. And as we were sat there, we noticed in front of us to the left was a lorry. And on the lorry was a very, very large slogan which said, "The Refresh." So I said, oh, look at that, Bernard. There's a lorry with a slogan that says, "The Refresh." What does that mean? And he said, well, a dairy is stuff that comes from cows. I said, oh, I see, like milk. He said, yes. I said, oh, and cheese. He said, yes. I said, oh, yeah, and eggs. He said, there's always an exception to prove the rule. He's always saying things like that, Anyway, so whilst we were sat there, we watched the gentleman unloading the lorry. And sure enough, he came out with a load of milk, a tray of butter, and then he came out with a big box full of cabbages. And I said to Bernard, well, I'm no scientist, but I've never seen a cow lay a cabbage. And Bernard thought about this for a while, and he said, you know what I think, Hugo? I think that the Refresh is a quality. A quality? He said, yes, a quality. So, there are many things that have the quality of being a refresh. And I said to him, like your feet? And he said, well, if I got a very, very good pedicure from a strong lady with power tools, and then use an industrial strength foot spa, then my feet could indeed be the refresh. So I pondered this for a while. And the gentleman with the lorry took out some spring greens. I said, look, there's some spring greens. Are they the refresh? He said, well, they could be. And I thought about this, and I thought, well, if spring greens can be the refresh, does it work in reverse? Can things be green fresh? So, for example, could you have cheese? You could say that's green fresh. And he said, yes, that's Roquefort. I see. Anyway, the traffic moved a little bit further, and we found ourselves next to the gentleman who was unloading the lorry. And I was very interested to know what was going on, with the, further with this the refresh. So we leaned over and I said to him, "Excuse me, we've been watching you unloading your lorry with your, produce. What else do you have in your lorry?" And he said, "My dirty laundry." And we left it there.